Just wanted to do another example of a free response type question for parametrics. This is kind of a different one than that you see. They actually give us position. Of course, that's not usually what happens. Find the magnitude of the velocity vector. Now, this is kind of a weird way of saying this. Remember, the magnitude of velocity is really just speed. Okay, that's all this is saying is what's the speed. Okay. So we need the velocity vector. So, x prime of t, we bring the 3 out front and it would cancel with the bottom, so we'd have t minus 2 squared, like that. Y prime of t be 2t minus 4. Okay. So at 1, x prime of 1, 1 minus 2 squared would be 1. Y prime of 1 would be negative 2. So for part A, our answer would be 1 squared plus negative 2 squared. This would be the square root of 5. Okay, so that's the speed, the magnitude of our velocity vector. The total distance traveled. Well, total distance, remember, we're moving about in the xy plane, so now we're talking about arc length. Okay. So remembering our arc length formula for parametrics, it's a integral. Bounds will be 0 and 1. We have the square root of x prime, or the derivative squared, or velocity squared, however you want to think about it. So we've got t minus 2 squared. You could have just written t minus 2 to the fourth, plus 2t minus 4 squared. And you could actually type that into FNet, and that would give you the answer. Finally, when is the particle at rest? Well, at rest means that that both x prime, I'm going to put C over here, x prime and y prime are equal to 0. Just remember that, if only x prime is 0, that means you're not moving horizontally. If only y prime is 0, you're not moving vertically. But to be totally at rest, they both must be 0. Well, hopefully you can look at these two equations and pretty easily pick out that 2, it works for both, so it's t of 2. Now the position at that time, well, then we have to go back and actually plug that into the original equation. We're going to have x of 2 and y of 2. So if I plug 2 into the original equation, up here I get 0 over 3 plus 4. So of course that's just 4. I plug it in here, I get 2 squared, so 4 minus 8 plus 4 is 0. So that is my position at that time. So again, just some kind of simple things, but some formulas you have to remember. These free response questions in parametrics should be pretty easy, and it should be pretty likely to get a lot of points if you remember all your formulas.